heath and forest fires suddenly became almost commonplace.
Europe's deadly heat wave. Scientists have said the heat wave, which began on June 20, was the worst recorded in Europe.
It's very hot and just water. We need water ahead for your face because it's burning.
This is weird, right?
Okay, and this is abnormal. We haven't seen some of these temperatures. We haven't seen hot air like this since 2012.
Got any special tips for keeping cool in this weather?
Yes, keep your mind cool. If you keep on telling yourself over and over again how hot it is and how terrible it is, you get hotter and hotter and hotter.
What do I do?
I can't remember
what I do. I always do this.
Oh, yeah.
Well, welcome to Secret Society Red, where we read the horror of the 80s and beyond. Of course, I am Corpse Choker, and I'm joined by my associates, Tomb Liquor, Darkness and Doom to You, and Crypt Wizard.
Darkness and Doom to you.
And also to you.
Also, Darkness and Doom to Creepy Baby.
To Creepy Baby, yes, as always. So, how's everybody been doing in these dark times?
It's been a long, dark time.
Yeah, it's been a while. Not only a while since our last video, but a while since we each read this book.
That's true. Yeah, we read this book literally right after Light at the End. Like I jumped right when we were done with Light at the End, I jumped onto this one. And so yeah, go look for our Light at the End video and you will see how long it's been since we've met and since we read this.
Right. Yeah, so that was I think we were all a little apprehensive. I think I was apprehensive about this a little bit just because it's like, well, do I remember what happened to this book?
Yeah.
We'll do our best.
Yeah, I think we found out that we have enough to talk about. I think we have enough to say for sure. So,
absolutely.
So I guess we'll. I think that's pretty good. I don't have any society business just yet. Although I guess I do have an announcement that we do have a new member who will be joining us for our next review. Crypt Wizard, I think you've got a copy of that book that we're going to be reading next, which is
Nathaniel. Which is interesting. So our newest member, I forgot what she's calling herself.
Horror, maybe Eldritch.
Witch?
I don't know.
Yeah, but she chose this, and it's funny because this was one of my favorite horror novels growing up.
Oh, really?
So I have a really long history with this. I did the same mistake I made last time, and literally the minute she said this is what she wanted to do, I read it. So I've already read it. And it was months ago, but it's my third read, so I'll be able to remember this one pretty good.
I think we've all finished it, right? Yes. At this point, so that episode might be coming sooner than
later.
Yeah. It might come not far off the heels of this episode, so that's good. Yeah. This is what we're hoping for, and then of course after that we have another one, but we'll talk about stuff after that when that time comes. So I guess we'll just go ahead and start talking about. We read John Farris's All Heads Turn as the Hunt Goes By. Right, I can do this camera is much more friendly. So it's pretty cool. I love this. This cover is just like this cover is the reason I wanted to read this book.
Nice.
It's really the reason I wanted to read this
It's a better cover than, and I don't mind the cover for the hardback, but that I think that paperback cover is cooler.
The paperback always
there's
seems
a
to get
third
the better
cover too. I wish one of us held up that one, but there's a third cover that looks pretty cool too.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know what.
Can we find it?
Cool. I can maybe look it up real quick on my phone.
Well, no, Virgil, you'd have to be the one to look it up. Reviews I read of this said that one of the covers of the novel spoils the novel. But
really?
I can't figure out how.
There's another. Oh, well, maybe it's this one here. I'll show.
With the sword and the snake. I guess that's. I don't know if that's like
actually that's not the one I'm seeing. Okay, so I found that one. Let me save this image.
Yeah, and then you just
You
click
don't have
on
to
the
show every cover ever. I just know that there was another big one that I've seen
I don't know where it
around.
saved it to. Okay. This is it won't take too long here. Just took a minute for my computer to download this image. Okay. There we go. Let me close this. I think I found the other one. I'll show you this other one. This is probably the one that kind of spoils it. I think.
Maybe.
But I think I can kind of see. I don't know that it spoils it, but it certainly is. Although it doesn't spoil it any more than the Audible cover might.
Mine has a snake on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you say let my computer download this image, I just imagine the like line by line, the image starts appearing like from the 90s.
Like the old school.
Like, sweet. Let me take
I'm gonna see boobies really soon.
20 minutes from now, I will.
That's right.
This is gonna be great.
Free
Go make a sandwich while I wait.
20 minutes.
Okay, so this is probably the cover that I think this is the cover, Brian, you were talking about.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a cool cover. She's very. I don't know if this is the picture.
Something's weird with her face.
Yeah, she's a little shiny right there.
Gotta be Nora or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I see she's got kind of a thing going on with her dress right here that's kind of a little hidden. That's kind of cool though.
And you got a Stephen King quote on it,
Yeah.
Right, which are rare to come by.
You never see them.
Right, Stephen
Every
King.
once in a while you run across one and you think, wow.
This must be special.
Somebody really cared. Oh, wait. I got to change this. How do I get rid of this? I got to delete it, remove from the studio, and I have to add. We're going to show the other one that I found. And I could see where someone might think that this was a little bit of a spoiler. I don't know that it truly spoils it, but
how
I could sort of see the.
I guess
maybe. I mean, I'm just guessing.
A version.
Was this his second novel?
Oh, I don't know.
It came out in 77, the same year as The Shining.
Oh, it did. 77. Okay.
And John Farris is most well known for The Fury. This is the book that made his career, and they made a movie out of it. And apparently, it's some kind of psychic Spy Kids or something.
Oh, interesting.
And a lot of people said they liked the movie better than the book. I've never read this, but it's a first.
So
and I got John.
I was not
Farris's
aware of this.
signature.
I just looked it up.
That's cool.
Oh, that's
That is
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah.
What
did you find
is there a date on the signature?
Yeah, 2001, April
Oh, that's
7th,
kinda cool.
2001. But this is the first edition from 76. And I found it at Friends Bookstore, and I paid $3 for it.
That is
That's
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah. I also found this first edition at Friends.
You paid less for that than I paid for this.
So I looked it up. His first novel he wrote in 1956.
Oh my
Whoa!
When he was 19 years old, and apparently he was just publishing books after that.
From then on. Okay. Wow.
I guess so.
Wow.
Wow.
I didn't realize. Now that I remember that, though, I do remember. I don't know if it was on whose channel it was on. Maybe Nick or someone showed one of those like old vintage crime books, like the old kind, and they were like, "Look, it's from John Farris."
Oh,
I forgot about
okay.
that.
That's
okay.
crazy. Yeah, I think I don't remember where I saw this, but somebody was talking about how maybe it was Stephen King talking about this book and how they were just talking in general. It was a review saying that that this book was like, I guess, came along when like this was sort of horror was sort of still kind of like a genre. People aren't really interested.
Carrie was a year old when this well, no, this came out 2 years after Carrie.
Okay.
But we had the big three. What is it? The Exorcist came out, and Rosemary's Baby, and the other by Tryon, and those three started the horror boom. So we were about, I would say, 6 or 7 years into the horror boom, but it hadn't hit what it was going to hit in the 80s.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
kind of like
my
an
understanding is that
early.
people thought of John Farris as like, one of the few other authors who are writing more of an elevated,
like a
more of
literary
a literary,
like
horror.
Peter Straub. Yeah.
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 Yeah, and that's kind of what I thought too. I definitely think that the style in this book was real literary. That's what I kept thinking, is that it makes sense that he had been a writer for a while, because the style seems it seems like he came from something else.
Right. Is he British or American?
I don't know. I want to say American.
I want to say
also want to
British.
say American.
Because he
I wanna
speaks
say
in
American.
he uses the passive voice constantly.
Oh, this is an
I hate
interesting.
And a lot of exposition. Let me see here. I'm looking it up.
This
But
is
the other
what
book I
makes
read
the
from him
society
was also
great, is
set
that
in
we
the
do our
South.
research live, so you know it's real. It's not AI generated.
American.
American. Is
'Cause I
Farris
thought he
still
was kind of
around?
known for setting his books in the South.
Yeah.
Yes, kind of Southern Gothic. Yeah.
Mhm.
Interesting. Okay.
Is Farris still alive? Do we know?
Let me check.
Ferris, if you're out there, comment.
Is it really?
Comment below.
It's like the
Just let
Ouija
us
board.
know.
If not,
I'm still alive.
I think he is.
I think so too. I would think.
Yeah, I think he is. He was born in 1936.
Whew.
So he is 89 years old currently.
Yeah, he's probably not watching this, but
yeah.
Probably not watching us today.
If he is, I'm excited to talk about the opening to this novel.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's I think it's a great segue. We'll just go ahead and do that because that opening was stunning.
Dude, I was standing up at points. And before we get into that, I just want to say really quick, I like to, for the Secret Society read books, I like to listen to them on Audible. While I'm driving around. I feel like 80s horror really lends itself to that. So I grabbed this on Audible, and it was narrated by Daniel Penz, I think is how you say his name. And Daniel Penz was a fine reader. Obviously, I feel like he was a good actor, but the sound on that audiobook was so low. Did either of you try it, or did you just skip it?
I did. You had said something, and I thought, well, let me just see, maybe because you talked about driving and listening to it. And so I thought, well, maybe the experience would be different through headphones or like having it right there. It was not different.
Yeah. And it's strange because I don't know if the actor knew that when he got louder, he needed to move back from the mic, and when he got quieter, he needed to move close because it would spike. I had my car and my phone all the way up, and I couldn't hear him. He would whisper. He'd be like, and then if the character got excited or screamed, he'd scream, and it would like vibrate my speakers. It was crazy.
Yeah. It was, the sound was peak.
Yeah.
Peaks. It did make it like there was no sound balance.
Yeah.
Not that I know about that at all, but it just doesn't, there's no balance. It's just like ultra quiet and then like huge spike in sound. And so it's like you get sort of, maybe you start to adapt your ear to his lower tone and the quieter tone, and then it just blows you out. And then you can't hear anything for a second. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, and I mean, I couldn't hear. If I was driving my car and had my radio all the way up, and I have a nice radio in my car, I couldn't hear it. So I had to just jettison that, and I had to start reading the novel itself, which is how I did Pin, and I enjoyed the heck out of Pin. I like reading a book as much as Audible.
We enjoy reading.
Yeah. Well, it's strange because I actually do most reading physically, but I do like to have books that I can listen to in the car. When I started reading this intro, like I was standing up at points and just like, yes, this is probably one of the coolest horror intro chapters that I've ever read.
Right.
Like straight up.
It was, it was electrifying, I think is a great idea. It's just, that's super powerful.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame that that's just like where it stops.
Yeah. A quick synopsis. So this story opens with a wedding. There's a man getting married. He's a military man. He's getting married in a military wedding. And his name is Clipper, and his dad, who they call Boss, is there, and his brother is there, and his brother is our protagonist for this section, and I forgot his name. What's his name, Virgil?
Champ, I believe.
Yeah, Champ. And it's a beautiful wedding, and everybody's excited for these two to get married.
What decade is this?
The 40s. The 40s. Yeah.
Yeah, and it
42.
It feels like a southern like old school Christian wedding. You know, it really feels like that. It feels, I mean, it was so vivid. I felt like I was watching it in a movie. It was just like really, really like just really painted really well.
Yeah. And the wedding's going well, and then the church bell starts ringing, and we get it's not directly said, but it's highly hinted at that this church bell is the trigger for a curse to go off. And this groom just kills his bride, and then turns around and kills his dad, tries to kill his brother, but can't.
With a sword.
with a ceremonial sword that is not, he decapitates somebody with a sword that's ceremonial. It's not meant to be, decapitating people. And then he kills himself by shoving the sword down his throat. He swallows the sword to finish himself. And I was just, my nerves were fried. I was just in awe of how good the intro to this novel was. I'm too hot.
Yeah, we can do the ceremonial disrobing if you want now.
You would be wearing that shirt.
Yeah.
I like to imagine.
I'm a fan.
I like to imagine you put that on just for this, and you haven't been wearing it all day.
That is all very true. Okay. I literally changed my shirt to have this on for this recording.
Although imagining you in Albuquerque at the grocery store, and they're just looking at you like, "What is?"
I think I'm bringing this one to Pulp Fest. I've got one of Jake I might bring as well.
You should.
Yeah. And Brian, I think you've already said it, but I have to admit, for me, the power was just instantly leached out of this book after that 1942 intro.
Yeah.
It never shined as bright as that again. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. It was like captivating. I was hooked. I was like, this is, I knew that this book is beloved, and this is like a classic of the genre. And I was like, there's a reason for it. And then, like you said, as soon as you get past that intro chapter, and we can get into that, but it's just like, what a slog.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the problem that I had with it is that the first chapter is told, I think it's third person, but it's a close psychic distance to Champ. And we are seeing this wedding, this bloody wedding, occur in what feels like real time. And the rest of this novel felt to me like it was people sitting around telling stories about what had happened.
Yes.
Which is like the Lord of the Rings tactic. Everything was in exposition. It was really a weird choice, because we get this story of this doctor who's going to end up as our main character, this Dr. Jackson, and we learn about his dad dying, and it feels like a curse went off, but they think it's a bomb in the park, which is cool. These are all cool ideas, but they're told in such a way that it's almost like they're told through dialogue. Like two people are sitting there, and let me tell you this story that happened to my dad. And then we go to Africa, and it's weird because I'm complaining, but all of this is going to sound really cool. Then we go to Africa, and we learn that this old man that died from some kind of weird curse bomb in the park was in Africa for a while, and he was part of this. He was helping this tribe, and there was this woman in this tribe that had been alive for like 300 years. And he was kidnapped. No, he was in one tribe helping one tribe, and then he was kidnapped to this tribe that had this woman that had been alive for like 300 years, and he was afraid of her, but he was helping her. And then he had to make a totem, a hoodoo totem, to protect himself, and he literally had to take a piece of his son's skull out of his son's head, which they thought had killed him. And this is, of course, our protagonist for the rest of the book, is this kid that had a piece of his skull taken out so his dad could create this totem to protect himself. And that all sounds amazing, and it's a great idea. And it's just, I don't know how I was learning about such cool stuff in such a boring fashion.
Yeah. It to me, it reminded me of like a really cool video or music has a filter put over it. And the filter kind of like, just like, this is an amazing thing. Why did you decide to put this filter across this? You know, like you said, I think that the opening wedding scene starts off with like Champ writing in like a memoir. And then like he sort of like pseudo recounts it in the memoir.
It could be first person then. Yes, it's first person.
He's sort of recounting, and that is, like you said, you feel you were right there. You don't know what's happening. I think they don't even. I think that they're not even certain that the bell is ringing, because like the whole church is shaking, or it was crazy, and you're just like, you think it's an earthquake. Nobody knows. People are screaming and running, and you're just like, this is amazing. Oh my god! Like, this is what this book is like. I don't know if I'll be ready for this.
Yeah.
And then it's just like everything is like set back. You set aside. You know, it doesn't. It doesn't feel, you feel so removed from it that it's hard to react to it. You know, like you said, it is, sometimes it is through dialogue that you find out this stuff, and it just, and there was there's great stuff.
No, I was gonna say, I'm glad that I'm talking about it with you guys, because you were the ones that I read Blackwater with by Michael McDowell.
Right.
And all the reviews I've seen about this book, the people love it because they're like, it feels like you're in this humid southern hot summer gothic. You're meeting all of these characters, and like it's very sumptuous prose, and like I guess, but having read like Blackwater, that is a southern gothic that I could not stop turning the pages.
For real.
Something must have been done differently, because this one I was just like, I don't care. Like it's hard for me to say that that's a good example of southern gothic when I've read it so much better.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I did not care about any of these characters, and I don't know why, because they're well developed. He's a fine writer. The characters are well developed, but I feel like there's something in the way. There's so much distance that I was like, that sucks for that.
Because I struggled to even follow who was who and what was going on. Whereas like Blackwater has 1,000 characters.
Yep.
And I could tell you the whole family tree from memory.
Yeah.
So it's like something was done right there and wrong here. And I'm not an expert, but like something.
Yeah.
I don't know either, because it's a great comparison, because there is a lot of dialogue in Blackwater, right? And also in contrast, the audiobook for Blackwater is like 5-star amazing.
It's
like
incredible.
It's like one of the best audiobooks I've ever
I think it's my favorite audiobook I've ever listened to.
It's like, I would say almost the preferred way in a sense to experience the book, or definitely like on par with the physical reading. And they're like, it's all through dialogue, so much dialogue, but the character voices are so distinct, and then like you learn so much by the way they talk to each other. And it's not that the dialogue is bad here, but it seems like whenever we're like caught up, right, whenever there's not a delay in the action, this is live right now in the book, it seems like they're just kind of hanging out. I'm gonna go over to town and talk to this guy, and then it's like anything that's happened always had happened. It always happened in the past, but it's never now.
Yeah,
and it's always this did, and even like, and there's some like even really good scenes later in the book with like this like abandoned steamship that they go on.
Yeah, there's a weird like village with a snake and oh man, there's some creepy
Something
stuff.
happens at one of those like cabins or houses.
Yes.
That was a cool scene.
Yeah, like, and also like there's that, to me, the other really memorable scene is this this body that gets thrown off a train early in the book, and it was like the super vivid scene, and I was like, wow, that was really cool. I wish it wasn't framed the way it was. I wish it had been, or like that wasn't too bad, but it was just like, again, like it was like a little island, unto itself. It's like it doesn't have the connecting action. Everything's like, oh yeah, that happened. I don't know. It just
I feel like there was something happened in science fiction and in horror where it became cool for a while, and I don't know if this is some kind of echo from literature or something, to introduce the characters in such a way that nobody knows who the hell they were, and then by the time you got to the end, then you knew their whole story and knew who they were. Sure. So that when you start, you're like confused as hell. And I don't find that cool, I guess. I think that it's a lot easier to me when you say, this is who this is who this is now. Find a way. There's a way to do it. There's an artistic way to do it. It's really weird to me to say, I want to keep my reader confused, because what it does for me is it makes it so that I can't imagine what's going on, because I have to pay so much damn attention to every word that's said so that I don't miss their super creative way of introducing whatever the hell's going on with whoever the hell this is, that it just sucks me out of the book so that I'm like, okay, I really got to focus and see who this is. And that I feel like that's a huge mistake. And I feel like that train scene you're talking about, Virgil, it was great, except for I didn't know who was on the train. I had forgotten who the woman was. I forgot and I forgot that what the doctor's relationship to these people were. And yeah, it was chaos, man. It was chaos.
I'm glad you guys said that, because I'm not the smartest, I'm not the brightest bulb, but like
you're really good at this though, bro.
I was just like, man, I'm so confused. I don't know who any of these characters are at different points of the book. And like, it's good to know that, maybe it's not just me. I think reveals like that, where you don't know who the character is till the end, work only when the story is wildly engaging and clear in every other way.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can leave one thing ambiguous. Yeah. But this was kind of like a lot of elements where like you got this guy coming from here, and who's his relation to her and him, and then
time
what's going
period.
on with this guy on the field. And
are we in the 40s? Are we in the 80s? Like what time period is this? Yeah, you're right. Way too many things. Yeah, that's a really good point.
Because it's like all the characters of the book understand their relationship to each other and who they're talking about, but we don't.
And the time periods they're in.
It's like we've been given like these series of notes and we're supposed to puzzle it out, but that's not the point of this book. And it isn't fun. It like you said, cool things were happening, but I couldn't enjoy them because I didn't know who it was. Like you were saying. So I had so little engagement so many times where like, I think, oh, at another read. I'm like, well, that isn't, this isn't that kind of book that like is inviting you to read it again and like discover something like you would in say like Memento or something like that. Like you reevaluate scenarios. It's not like that. So it just made it a barrier.
That's the thing, is like, maybe for some people figuring it out and puzzling it out and trying to understand it is part of the fun for them. But for me, the story itself was just not engaging enough for me to put that much mental effort in. So I just wound up like half checking out, because being like, dude, this is so hard to figure out and I don't care.
Yeah. And it's funny because I think about Pin by Andrew Niederman. And I mean that one, and I just cracked it and I couldn't put it down. It just, oh my God, it just kept going and going and going. And there was no confusion of who we were dealing with at any time. And that was not less of an artistic book than this.
No, 100% right. Yeah. And that there's confusion there too about what like Penn and who Penn is and like the perception of the brother whose name eludes me, but there's a whole confusion there. Here it's like everybody's confused. I really struggled. There were times where things changed and I'm like, I don't know who we're following.
Right. Is this the dad or the kid or?
Yeah. And I'm like, I guess eventually this will come together. And like, it's really only like in the little bit of chat that we had right before we started that I started to go, oh, is that who that was? oh, okay.
Yeah.
It just sort of like, I don't know.
I worked my ass off, and I don't feel like I got a lot of payout. And the ending was way rushed.
Yes, it was the ending was super rushed for me, and I found it very unsatisfying. It just didn't feel like, it felt like, okay, like here's an ending. Like that, it just felt lazy. It felt like the last chapter was like written in like I don't know. The editor's like, "Are you done with that book?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm done. Send."
Yeah,
that's what it felt like.
And I generally really like the like African black magic kind of
hell
trope.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, that's going on, and I still don't care. Like something is fundamentally wrong.
Yeah, and it's weird because I think it's just a choice. I don't think people are going to comment and say this is one of the most literary horror novels out there, and they're probably right. And I don't think John Farris is a bad writer. No. I just don't think his type of style is for me. I don't think it is. That's not my style. No.
I would definitely agree. I really liked his writing style, like his prose. I liked it. It did feel very literary. Sometimes the like the metaphors or the connections he worked for were very unusual, almost kind of poetic in a sense. Very, very, very sort of unusual choices that I kind of appreciated for like him, like trying, like not ever rarely falling into sort of like this cliche statements.
Right.
But which was neat. But of course, that layer of like brain power you have to dedicate to these interesting things is you only have so much left because you still don't know who you're talking about. So it's like, who is this interesting thing happening to?
Yeah.
Or like, and also like, why is there this, like, I'm not connected to this. It seems kind of like, oh yeah, this really interesting thing happened, by the way. And you're like, well, okay, who was it? And where am I? It's really
one of those books that I'm just like, did I not like it because something's wrong with it? Or did I not like it because I didn't invest enough mental energy into figuring it out? Because I know there's going to be people in the comments who are like, this
you just don't get
brilliant,
it. Yeah.
And you don't get it. And But it's like, maybe that just means it's not for me. And I think it's just not for me.
When I was done, I felt like I got it. And I invested a lot of work into it. And I still don't feel it's not the kind of thing that I like. I mean, this whole process reviewing is so strange because this has sold more copies than any book I've ever written. You know what I mean? But I know what I like and I know what I don't like. And it's strange. And I guess we can move to the end here and ask the question, would you recommend this? And my answer is abso-freaking-lutely, because you have to read that first chapter. I mean, I feel like any 80s buff, any 80s, 70s horror buff needs to at least experience that first chapter. Because if this was just the first chapter, this whole review would be about how John Farris was the greatest horror writer we'd ever read. Straight up.
Just pretend it's a short story and stop there.
Yeah. Or go ahead and read the rest of the book, but just be prepared to know that first part is incredible, and I don't feel we ever reach that level again. But I do think anybody that loves 80s and 70s horror has got to read that first chapter.
Yeah, I would not recommend the book, but I would say yes, go and find that first chapter. Like you can find this online. You can get it maybe you can get it from the library. I don't even know. But definitely read that chapter. It's totally worth your time. Totally worth reading. And then you could find like a synopsis or something for the end if you wanted to or something. I don't feel I feel in a sense, I don't feel bad about saying that I don't think that this book is for me and that I didn't enjoy it, because I feel like I put effort into it and it didn't feel like my effort was really rewarded, or it was really that all that effort I put in the later half of the book really didn't end up meaning much. I felt like it's the writer's job to make it work, and it's not like I'm a real casual reader. I don't think any of us are casual. Like, we definitely read a lot. We read a lot of fiction. I feel like if we're keyed up for something, and we're ready for something that pivots in a weird way.
And the first chapter owned us. We were ready for it.
You got us, right?
Honestly, I think the three of us probably pay more attention than the average reader because we know we have to talk about it later in some form of at least half meaningful way.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't know who the audience was that was loving this because I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder if it makes me wonder, like a lot of things, if people are saying if there's a group, not all, but a group of people who say they like something because people say it's important and good, and that's why they say they liked it.
I hate doing that. I hate saying that because that takes away the power from people that actually might have a reason that they love this. It could be just that times have changed.
Yeah.
Perhaps how we read have changed. Perhaps people in the 70s loved this kind of, the mystery is, learning about the family backwards. So you don't know till the end what we feel like we should have known at the beginning, right? Maybe that was cool back then, but maybe it's still cool now with a group of people. I don't know. It's just, God, I couldn't take it.
That's why I don't want to say I don't like this book or you shouldn't like this book or shouldn't read this book. I think for me, it's just, this one wasn't for me. I don't know. That's where I'm at.
Really where I would come down.
Yeah.
I can't recommend it because it didn't work for me. So I don't know who it would work for. I do agree with what you say, Chris, because it could be a sense of like, this is written for a different generation of readers, and that we're used to a different sensibility about story and plot. And it also does feel to me that this is a writer who came from something else, and that they're trying this, and that, and trying this horror technique or whatever, that Farris tried certain things that maybe he wouldn't have used quite the same way in regular fiction or something, and that he tried to hear and maybe drummed it up because he's trying to make this mystery with the horror, and that it, for me, didn't work. Maybe for somebody at the time, it was like, wow, I've never seen anybody do this. This is so neat and so novel. But here, it didn't work for me.
Yep, me neither.
It made it too hard for me to get what was happening and to enjoy it.
Yep. And one thing that I just really quickly want to say again, we worked hard. So you can put your comments of you just don't understand it in the comment section, but that is not the case.
Yeah.
There's a different reason that we didn't care for it. And I feel like we laid it out pretty good.
Yeah. You can say Brian didn't understand it. That's fine.
But I think we also had each other to talk to, and so we had, like, most people, like, I would always say that group reading elevates the experience because you've got somebody to say, oh, did you miss this? Like, oh, I didn't notice. And it just...
Oh, well, you and I did have some phone calls though, Virgil.
For sure.
Sorry, Brian, we interrupted you.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just going to say kind of, what you said, but maybe this is, not literature in general, but as you said earlier, this was very early on in the horror boom. So maybe audiences were just like, any sort of original twist you put on the horror novel, they're like, wow, amazing. I didn't know you could do this with this like newly exciting genre. And maybe nowadays we're just like,
yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
It didn't work as well. Mm-hmm.
But damn, that opening.
Yep. It was great.
I'm just going to remind everybody again. Next is Nathaniel. by John
and
Saul.
I'm excited to talk about that one.
Me too.
Yeah. No spoilers. I will say I enjoyed it though.
Yeah, the crazy thing is that I have nostalgia for it, and I'm always a little bit nervous about stuff I'm nostalgic for because I don't know if I can give it an honest look. But yeah, this to me, when I read this, made me feel like I was a teenager again, laying in bed reading this book. So that was super fun.
That's awesome.
And if you want to keep up with us even further, I'm next choice after Nathaniel, and this is what I've chosen for us to read.
Yep.
And I'm really looking forward to this. I've heard a lot of great stuff about it, and I've heard that it falls in the folk horror genre, which is makes me even more excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited to read that one as well.
Me too.
Oh, also, the Nathaniel Audible is good if you want to listen to it in your car.
Yes, it is a very good Audible,
Yeah.
right?
I read
enjoyed
that
it.
one physically, so I don't know.
Nice.
Thank you, Brian, for keeping us legit.
I got 2 channels. I have to do some. I have to do
Like, wait a
some
minute.
car reading, man. I have to do some car reading.
I listen to audiobooks. I do. I just
I
not
love
these
'em.
not these two.
It's so crazy because I can read. I read for like 2 hours a day, and then whenever I drive, I got Audible going. I keep it. I haven't listened to music in so long. It's crazy.
Yeah. I drive a lot for work, so I've always got an audiobook going.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, right on.
No judgment there.
Yeah. The kids are like, "Oh, can I come with you, Dad?" I'm like, "Well, we'll be listening to this." And they'll be like, "Never
If
mind."
you like The Hobbit, jump on
I'll be
in.
like, "You guys want to hear some Lord of the Rings?" They're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna stay home." I'm like, "Well, okay, fine."
Wait, that's a choice.
We're halfway through chapter 7. Come on. Adventures awaiting.
Let's see what happened to Frodo. Cool.
Nothing.
All right.
Nothing happened to Frodo.
What'd you say, Chris?
I said nothing happened to Frodo.
For a long time, nothing happened to Frodo.
He just whined a lot.
I won't talk about it here. We'll talk about
No,
it.
we can't.
Not here.
Secret Society Red has never read Lord of the Rings.
We don't read such things.
That's right.
That'd be dark. That'd be very dark. I think that's it. Thanks for joining us. Look forward to our review of Nathaniel with our new member soon. And I think we're just gonna sign off. We're just gonna say darkness and doom to you.
Darkness and doom to you.
Darkness and doom to you all.